to another edition of the Hometown Jams After Our podcast with the guys from Parmalee on location for once, because usually, we do it off-site. Thanks for coming, guys.
Oh,
yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We didn't have to go far.
Hey.
Y'all came to us. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Always love it. Thanks for coming to Valpo, which most people call it Valpo instead of Valparaiso. Because
Okay.
I was about to ask about that.
Make sure, yeah.
I want to make sure I pronounce it right, as I do in most places we go. Nothing worse than getting a small town wrong from other people or anywhere,
Let's show your life and you say the wrong name. It's like,
All the grace is gone.
It is, yeah. I always trying to make sure
Awesome.
I pronounce the place right.
Oh, absolutely. And, speaking of, you guys are always on the road. How hard is it to remember where you're at, said day?
Always on the
It's
list.
written down in multiple places.
Yes. Master tour on the bus, the day sheet. Make sure they write it on the first thing I see on my set list, and I'm constantly scanning and making sure I say the right one.
if it's a weird pronunciation, then we'll
It's
have
like
our guys
per
write it
syllable?
out
Yeah.
like it's in the dictionary.
Yeah, phonetically.
With the dashes and everything.
Wow. So we're going to hammer you guys, right? Because you
All
guys
right.
are awesome.
Let's
You got
go.
such a cool history. When we were reading the discography
Yeah.
and everything, there's just some really, really cool stuff. I think most of your fans know, but we wanted to ask you some other questions kind of about that stuff. Like, for example, we see so much resiliency in your career.
Yeah.
Right? We see the first 10 years, you guys were scraping and scratching to make it. Traumatic things happen, but the right people invested in you. And so
Yeah.
it's almost like, even though you're a family, you guys are literally a family. Best friends forever too, cousins, brothers.
Yeah, it's a family affair for sure.
Is it just a common theme for you guys constantly? Is family something you reference for every decision you make on the road?
I don't think it has as much to do with family as it has to do with all of us being invested personally with doing this, because this is what we all wanted to do, for one. And then back in the day, we made a pact. We said, we're not going to play cover songs anymore.
Oh my
We're going
gosh.
to write our own music. And we took every credit card we had and we put all the studio time on those credit cards. So we were in major debt, all of us.
Yeah.
So we invested a bunch of money together.
It's just second nature. Everything we do now, we've done it for so long. You don't think about it being about family or anything. It's what you are. I guess it is family, but it's
Right.
Don't get me wrong, the family's a big part of it. We're all close. We're lucky to, we have tight family, and we've all worked for the same goal, and we knew it was for taking care of the same people, and which was each other, but plus,
Yeah.
everybody involved. And we.
when you do something for this long, trying to make it successful, and then it gets even a moderate amount of it, it's great.
It's fuel. It's fuel like fire.
It is fuel.
Yeah.
And we all had horrible jobs.
Yeah.
And we don't want to go back.
That's a big
We don't
fuel
want to go
to it.
back.
There's not a day that I don't wake up and I see somebody driving a work truck and they're in the back, and I see the windows down. We did all those jobs, man. And nothing wrong with the jobs. We just would work for $10 an hour, man. We were the construction.
We had two jobs. We do that, and then we came and did this after we got off that job.
Yeah, anything we could do. Cleaning gutters, cleaning ditches. We did that. Working on the farms, construction. Any manual labor job, and we still do it. We'll still do it if we have to. But
we do it for ourselves.
Ourselves now.
I don't mind working on my own house.
Exactly.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. And those people are your fans too. Those people when your windows are down and they are you. They're like,
Yeah.
That's who we were, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Totally relate.
We appreciate all that hard work.
Yeah,
So
we
know.
really do.
Yeah.
It's definitely a common thread.
Oh yeah, and then going, you guys all have the same, end goal, same, passion for music. But do you guys ever get sick of each other? Being brothers, because my brothers are out there right now, working for us. And,
You might need to ask us after this month, because we have been. This
I'd
month
say
has
we
been
stay
crazy.
sick of each other,
Yeah.
but you just got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all have our space on the road. He may go fishing. I go work out. Bear goes play frisbee golf.
Yeah, I went and
Josh
played disc
goes-
golf at the college today.
Oh, I played my first round the other day. You got to give me some pointers when we get out of here, okay?
Oh, Barry's actually really good at it.
I'm trying to get to 300, so you probably get me there with one conversation.
That's hard.
Yeah, that's cool that he asked you an important question about getting along. So one of the things that struck me amazing about your story is that you went through a crazy traumatic thing that all your fans know about, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And then I'm saying to myself, how could people live through this and still write songs that are relevant on the radio? There's no dark turn in the way that you write music. Still, it's amazing, upbeat, like it's fun.
That's a good thing you asked that, because I mean even before the times that are documented, we've been together. You know, we started Parmalee in 2002, 2001, 2002, and we're playing locally, and we went through some, even before this incident, we went through some bad stuff. Lost a best friend early. We lost a lot of family members, people around us. It was, and we were more, and we wrote some dark stuff.
Yep.
And it was a lot of angst and a lot of trying to figure out why this stuff happened. And I said, once we, for the listeners who don't know, we started a band in 2002. We're out. We're struggling. Nobody will sign us. We can't get a record deal. We're working day jobs. We're doing everything we can. Nobody can fit us in a box. That was a problem. They liked what we did. They knew we had something, but it wasn't. They couldn't put us in a country group or a rock group or pop. It was like a mixture of.
Yeah.
It's the same what we're doing now, but so we finally got to a point where we made our way out to Nashville and we met the right producers, and the people finally, they gave us a 2-song production deal, which we never had, and it was about to happen. And then we're playing a little club on a Monday night, and 2 guys try to rob us on our RV after the show. Right as we're on the cusp. I mean, we're doing rehearsal shows during the week just to
We
get
were
to
literally
Nashville.
going back to Nashville the next week.
Carolina or something is getting ready to come out, right?
Yeah,
Like
well,
this-
pretty much.
Yeah.
Right on the edge
Say
there
it.
of your big breakthrough.
Yeah, we had already recorded Carolina and Must Have Had a Good Time, which will eventually go on to be, number 1 on the highway, and then Carolina being multi-week number 1 big songs. We had those in the bucket, and we were going back to Nashville to get a record deal on those songs.
We're going to showcase.
Showcase, yeah.
Play them a
And,
show.
we
That
just-
was the only reason we were at that club that night.
Yeah, we were just rehearsing.
Make money.
Yeah.
We're just practicing.
Yeah, and,
Awesome.
anyway, some dudes tried to rob us on the RV, come in with masks, demanding cash. Me and Scott were on the RV, and had me up in the front of it. Not a bus, I mean a little cheap RV.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Like a
Camper.
single wide,
Drivable
not
RV,
even as
yeah.
wide as a single wide.
They're sliding it, but anyway, so they're giving me effing cash, fired a gun on me right by my head, and Scott's in the back. I know he's a concealed carrier. I said, Scott, I need some help. And he didn't hesitate. He came from the back, and he took out both the guys, but he got shot 3 times and had a 5% chance of living. They had to airlift to the hospital. He bled out twice, going to the hospital, 40 days in the hospital, 10 in a coma, 3 life-saving surgeries. And it was just, right when all this stuff, you've been a band almost 10 years at that point, playing clubs, doing shitty jobs, trying to make it happen. And you finally got a little bit of a light at the end of the rainbow, and then this happens on a Monday night, and you were still broke. You don't have a deal. You don't have nothing. You're out there scuffling, struggling, and then this happens. And their doctor's like, people with these injuries have a 5% chance of living. It's likely he's not going to make it. And if he does, he's going to be paralyzed. He's going to lose his leg. He's going to lose everything.
He's on dialysis for the rest of his life.
I mean, it was.
They told us the absolute worst case scenario.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so we were in physical therapy, physical training. We got him doing 2 a day.
Yeah.
So we got to get you out of here, because we've always been active in fitness and everything. We're you can't stay in here. You're gonna catch infections. We gotta go. And man, we got him out of there, took him home to North Carolina. He still had open wounds on him. We had to dress and become nurses. Go. We got to make it back to Nashville. And 4 months later, we went back to Nashville and we did a showcase, and then we got our first record deal.
Yep.
Wow.
Our only record deal.
That's the same.
We still have.
Right,
Believed
yeah.
in you. It was just made
But
it
it's
on the
like,
record label.
After that, we weren't trying to write about any dark stuff.
Yeah, so
that's
getting
where-
back to your
yeah.
point, I said,
Wow.
I ain't writing about nothing
It's
negative.
just
I'm
like no
keeping this
negativity
all
after that.
positive.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
That's an amazing perspective.
if you go back to Cole Swindell, You Ain't Worth the Whiskey, I passed on that song because I told the guys, I was like, I like it, it's cool. I was like, but I'm not trying to tell somebody they ain't worth the whiskey right now. I want to write about positive stuff. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're going to keep it fun.
That really changed everything for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, give you guys a whole new perspective on what Parmalee actually is.
Yeah.
So, and given the traumatic experience, how do you translate to your shows? And seeing fans relate to your songs and sing it back to you, at the top of their lungs.
I mean, that's really what the whole point is. It's we've always been good time guys. We always have parties. We're fun.
We are.
Yeah, always. And it's even when we were writing some of that dark stuff, the music didn't represent us as people. So we were we gotta make sure these songs represent us, and you know, the kind of people we
Yeah.
are.
Well, the new single "Gonna Love You," I mean, is a beautiful love song. That's what it is. That's what they wrote it for. It's all about love. Then we were like, wait a minute, we can turn this
Yeah.
into what happened. So that's what happened
Wow.
about the incident. We're like, man, we can flip this. It's a love song, but it'll show a different side. So that's how we came up
Our
with that
love
video.
for each other.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
video. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
so the
where we-
video, you know, is a total reenactment of
Oh,
what
that
happened.
Yeah, because
But y'all
I was gonna
didn't
say,
know that.
I saw the video like basically like a reenactment.
Oh, 100%.
How
100%.
hard was
Oh,
it?
It was a
So
very weird day. Very
It was
weird.
still-
Surreal, right? You're
Yeah.
It took, I'm still going
Watching
through
him
it.
in the hospital bed,
Yeah.
it looked exactly like what it looked like in there, and we spent a month in there with him. Like,
I told him, I said, all right, you got about 2 more takes. I'm getting the hell out of here. After about 10
We did
takes
it
of
all
this one
at
scene, I was
one
like, we got to go. This sucks, you know. But we needed to do it. We needed to get that off our chest, and we'd had a lot of people ask us about it.
Wow.
And you know,
you can tell the story a million times, or you can watch that video once.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
basically
That's
it.
what happened.
Yeah.
Can tell
That's
that.
nice that you guys, aren't shying away from it. Like, you know the story you're telling, letting fans in on your, experience and just let them feel like what you feel. So that's definitely, respect to you guys.
Oh,
for that.
thanks, man. Thanks, man.
And speaking of, gotta go. You guys actually have to go stage.
Yeah.
We got to take some shots.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are out there waiting. I wanted to ask you guys one last question, if you don't mind. We're going, this is like, and the reason I saved this for the end was, we figured that Parmalee, right?
Parmalee.
Parmalee is North Carolina, where you grew up in, right?
You're right close to it, yeah.
But when I was looking it up, sometimes there's meaning in names. Did anyone ever read you the English version of what Parmalee?
Well, did you get the actual spelling of it? Parmele is the town in North Carolina is spelled that way, which nobody would ever pronounce it. So we changed the name of the band to
You changed it to Parmalee.
Parmalee.
Parmalee, yeah.
Parmalee.
So actually, Parmalee, is the English version of that is power of expression either in speaking or writing.
No shit.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like,
I've never
when I
heard
read
that.
it, I was like,
The spelling like we do it, or the spelling like the way we
it's
do
with
it
an
now?
A. It's what when I looked it
Okay.
up. I hope
Okay.
I'm right because
Hey, either way, it don't matter. That's amazing. That's great.
That's crazy.
it's just crazy awesome, even if it's close.
No, that
I
is
thought
awesome.
When I read your story, and then when we meet you guys are spectacular humans. We can tell right away when you walked in the room. We just had a great vibe about you, spirit about
I
you.
thought you were gonna say something way worse.
No, man.
That's crazy, actually.
We thank you for the time, for seeing. I know you got to get out there. Your fans they're out there probably scratching wanting to get to you, but
Well, man.
thank you so much. For
So
the
thank
time.
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for
Good to
having us.
see
I think this is cool. The hometown jams right here downtown, man. Like, it's
Yeah.
great. I love the vibe.
It is cool.
All right,
Go
guys.
Valpo.
There you go.
Let's
there
go.
you have it.
Let's go, Valparaiso.